Welcome back to another sketchbook tour. My name is Jessica, and this is the series where I go over all my old sketchbooks for your entertainment. And when I say old sketchbooks, I mean really old sketchbooks. Today we're going to go over one of my old high school sketchbooks for art class. This one was when I was in 6th grade, just an art baby at that point. Before we get into it though, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video for more sketchbook tours. I'm always drawing and creating stories, so there's bound to be more to come. Now, let's get into it. Very exciting front page here. The Bean-Fanged Sketchbook 5.5 by 8.5 inch with 100 sheets of paper. Probably less than that because I used to rip out pages out of my sketchbooks. First page is announcing my name and apparently my birthday, and that I was in period 6 at the time. Wait, period 6? Oh, then this might not even be my 6th grade sketchbook. What grade was I in then? Was I even in high school? Was this middle school me? Oh man, it might be with all these storm clouds and lightning strikes on the page. I thought I was so edgy in middle school. As edgy as a blonde curly-haired girl could be back in the day. The next page is, defacing money. Don't worry, it's just a penny, but now I remember what class I got this sketchbook for. It was in a jewelry making class, and I was practicing with a jeweler's saw. I even have some old replacement strips from the class. The penny was so we could practice following a pattern with the saw. It was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. And here's the project that I was planning on making. I never finished it though. I cut out the design and then I think my teacher left. I don't know. I don't have many memories of jewelry making class. And that's the end of class. Now I have a delusional idea that I'm only going to be using this book for Copic markers. Delusional because, let's be honest, I use my sketchbook for whatever I want. Though at this point, I did just get a few fancy Copic markers, so I was very excited. Ooh, yeah, I didn't like this page. Looking at this drawing, I can see why. The character there kind of looks like an egghead the way I drew him. Still, any progress is good progress. Oh? Upside down D&D? Let's flip this around and see what it says. Ah, this was part of my character sheet for my first D&D character ever, Jessica Usum, which I've since changed to a different spelling, Usum, because it makes more sense in my brain, but I'm dyslexic, so maybe I just forgot how to spell it here. And there she is, a headshot of my first D&D character ever. Wow, her ears used to be heckin' long. This was a plan for a school project when I was learning how to use Photoshop. I have the finished results somewhere, but I don't know if I have it on my computer. I'll put it in the video if I have the file available to me. We were supposed to create our own coat of arms for the project. I have a very eclectic taste, so I shoved as much as I could on there. Nothing's really changed in my tastes. I think this was a design for my dad. He's a military guy and he asked me to design a patch for him. I don't know what fighting fuggins means, but I kind of like this. We never turned it into a patch though. Oh boy, plotting! This is plotting for an old story of mine called Starpoint Chronicles. I'm still going to work on it, but the story has changed a lot. Here we have a ton of my old OCs. All these guys have stories attached to them. Since this sketchbook doesn't have a date attached to it, it has a lot like the last sketchbook I showed you guys. in that all these drawings are from different stages of my life. These are definitely not the first drawing of these characters, and most likely not the last. I'll keep the stories of these characters a secret for now, when we get into my other sketchbooks that are actually ordered in volumes. Aww, my cute little guys! I was also starting to learn French at this point. No correlation to French and these characters, really. I was just being silly. Here are some OC pictures, and a warning not to move my things. I left this on a desk at my school, I think. Forward-facing faces were my nightmare, apparently. So I practiced them. Nice. I'm not quite sure what this drawing is. Probably just a random sketch. Oh my goodness. Homework from Science and Peter freaking Parker. I liked Spider-Man before the Spider-Verse ever came out, as did a lot of people. I really like the hair that I gave him. Oh, and here are my attempts for Inktober in a year! 2018! Honestly, I love the Poison Witch's design. Very creepy, very goopy, which is what I was going for. Tranquil Witch was okay. I could probably do much better now, though. As you can see, none of my witches were inked. I did not accomplish Inktober that year. I only got as far as sketches. I think the Drooling Wizard and the Chicken Wizard are taken a bit too seriously. It's funny. Some more witches with questionable anatomy. I do like the little owl and the witch's hut by the waterfall. At this point, I think I was getting tired, though I still think the witch whale would be cute as a sticker design or something. Oh my goodness, well, everything except this is decent. I don't know why the clock witch is a deer, but it's magic, so it gets a pass. Aw, look at that little bean looking at my conference notes, so cute! And there's Deep Sea Phil. I'm pretty sure this was an add-on game with my little brother. Yep, we were playing add-on together. Johnny Fourtails is a product that only that game could make. There's also some nice pen drawings of a girl and a cat with a bow in its hair. I was really proud of these because I did them as pen sketches with no pencils. Some cute little chibis of myself. Man, I had such short hair back then. Oh, this was my dragon puppet that I had plans to make. I actually did make it too with the help of my mom. It ended up not looking like the sketch really at all, and my mom kind of took over the whole making of the head. I love it still, it's just not what I had envisioned. Partly because it doesn't have any limbs. I ran out of time to make those since I wanted it done by Halloween. A character apparently in an earthquake. I don't know what spurred that drawing on. And some Miraz heads. I think my favorite one is this one right in the middle of Miraz remembering the Alamo. I don't know why he would cry about the Alamo. I don't think he lives in Texas. Another Miraz head. Ooh, rare full page. This is just a bunch of fun doodles and stuff. I can't remember when, but I got super subconscious about having a bunch of blank spots in my sketchbook, so I tried to fill up pages sometimes. It probably had to do with watching creators like Drawing with Waffles, who didn't like blank spots in their pages. I've kind of gotten over that, though. It's my sketchbook. If there are blank spots, so be it. This was one of my many to-do lists of homework and stuff. Uninteresting, but hey, there's an old grandpa mouse. Aww, Foob is one of my oldest OCs, so I made a little family for him when he and his wife Amira got older. I love them. Also, I have a mild fascination apparently with the name Toby because I use that name a lot. I hope you're still here, we're only halfway done. There's a to-do list and a drawing of more of my OCs. These are dragon hunters named Darren and May. Their story has gotten an overhaul since I created it. They're still dragon hunters, but now they're in a world in a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk setting instead of high fantasy. This is Charlie, one of my favorite OCs. I wanted to draw him in different styles. The first is how I usually draw him, the one below that is in the style of Popeye, and the dragonfly is Spyro. Because I didn't want to draw Dragon Charlie, apparently. There's some story planning on the side, then a few thumbnail sketches for this project I had for my botany class in college. We were told to create a world with fictional plant life and animal life, and create a presentation for it as if we discovered a new planet. Ours was an Arctic planet that had huge Titan snowy owls. Some more sketches of Charlie. He's so cute. The cat person's name is Lydia, and she was based off the Cheshire Cat. Hey! Sonic characters! I used to draw Sonic all the time. Silver is one of my favorites, along with Blaze. There is also a list on here sorting various popular characters into Harry Potter houses. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I was going to try to draw all of them. Blaze and Silver are in Hogwarts on this page. Neat! And look! A doughboy. This is a challenge that I have yet to finish. I've tried to draw all the Pokemon as humans twice, and could only ever get to Venusaur before dropping the project. Maybe I'll get to it, but there's over 1,000 Pokemon now, so it's not looking good for picking up the project again. Oh, cute! So I did get to Charmander. This is Gina Penwright, my Kingdom Hearts self-insert. There was a competition for a person I used to follow on Instagram, and they were going to give away a ton of art supplies that I wanted, and the theme for the competition was to create your own Kingdom Hearts OC. I ended up drawing her digitally to submit to the contest. I did not win, but it was fun. Art block is weird. Makes weird spreads in your sketchbook, such as one of your characters, a fat unicorn, and a Copic marker drawing of the shores of Wales. It's pretty, though. Oh gosh, there's a ton of notes. I often fill up my sketchbook with story notes. This one was for one of my older stories that I did finish, but it's been put on the back burner. Whoa, an unfinished sketch of Charmeleon human. Even past me was like, nah, this is silly. I bet I could do a better job today. Again, an attempted Charmeleon and a resounding nah. This is just a doodle page. I like a few of these doodle drawings. They're fun, and shading can add so much to a piece. Oh my goodness, a third attempt, unfinished as well. I didn't even say nah on this one, I just stopped drawing. A cute sketch of Jessica. And for some reason, I have a list of magical creatures. I don't know why I have this. Oh, these are awesome. We're getting into my D&D characters. I did quite a few of these drawings of my D&D characters. Since I had fallen into the pit of being a forever DM, I started making character after character for when I eventually, hopefully, would be able to be a player. Wishful thinking, honestly. This character is called Clara, and she's a wild magic sorceress. I also wanted to give her lycanthropy, but it manifested itself all the time, hence the wolf ears that she hides under her cloak. This is Aristed, a fawn fighter from the Feywilds. He and every one of these characters have actually graduated from D&D character to becoming a storybook character. Even though I love them, I probably will never play them in an actual game because I've already created a story that involves all of them. Next is Carvin, the pyromaniac trickster rogue. Can you tell I read Tokyo Mew Mew growing up yet? But yeah, because they're book characters, I am no longer limited to the rules of D&D. As such, in the story, Carvin is afflicted with a cat curse, where each time he dies, he becomes more cat-like, having 9 lives. So far, Carvin has died 5 times because he's reckless and a bit dumb. His humanity is slipping away from him, and he's out adventuring with the circus to find a way to break his curse. Understandably, that would be hard to implement in an actual D&D game. This is Keyleth, my half-elf wizard, and no, I did not get her name from Critical Role. I don't watch Critical Role, really. I just saw that it was an option for a name in the book and thought it sounded pretty. Keyleth is a half-elf, half-hag, and this was before they came out with the Hexblood race for players, so I thought that it was near impossible to create in D&D. So young, so naive me, and, well, I can't predict the future, so. Anything is possible in D&D, though. Oh, and by the way, the umbrella wasn't inspired by Taco from the Adventure Zone, it was inspired by Hagrid from Harry Potter. This is Mason, my androgynous-looking half-elf ranger. Her name used to be Merrily before she changed it in order to hide from her previous family and join the Sunwalkers, a group of monster hunters who specialize in hunting the Fae. She doesn't advertise herself very much, and if she could just be left alone, that would be fantastic. This is my adorable water wizard named Percy Sheboyga, and I just love him so much. He has a familiar in the shape of a goldfish that he keeps in a circular bubble of water that's attached to his belt. That bit was partly inspired by Xanathar in D&D lore, the gang leader Beholder in Waterdeep, who would go crazy if he found his goldfish dead. Percy wouldn't go completely mad, but he definitely would be much more prone to panic attacks. This is Milo Draxmelo, the cute kobold bard. I prefer drawing kobolds as more lizard-like rather than dog-like, how they're depicted and described in the books. Milo is very, very cute, and I've actually played her once for a one-shot. She almost got eaten by a lion in a pet shop. She is not very smart. Ooh, that's a lot of blue. Once again, this is Jessica, and don't worry, I changed the color of her coat. It's now a nice burgundy color instead of a stark bright blue. I love my little bookworm princess. Foob and Amira, once again, but with a right-hand, left-hand challenge. And a very sketchy page. I believe that the little winged boy is one of my very old OCs called Skylar. Here's a Valentine's Day greeting. I imagine Carvin to be a big flirt with every girl in the party, and Claire is having none of that. I think that I also shipped them in the past, but knowing what I know about the characters now, I don't think they'll end up together. You thought the D&D characters were done? Heck no. That was just a small break. This character is named Malachi, and as it says in the title, he is a warlock to the Archfey Queen of the Unicorns, Luryu. I don't know how to pronounce it, I just spelled it weird. He's also mildly possessed by a unicorn that he killed in the past named Ami, and she lives in his mask that he cannot take off. A pirate receiving the black spot? Honestly, I drew the guy in a bit unfortunate pose, and I don't like his mouth. And to cap off the D&D characters, A12VA13, otherwise known as Ava, the Warforged monk. While I absolutely love Ava's design, she is very, very hard to draw. All those robot bits and doodads, along with the intricate paint job of cherry blossoms, make her look amazing, but are tedious to make sure that everything is in the right place. That being said, besides Jessica and Keyleth, who are in comic drawings, she's probably the one I've drawn the most. We're going to skip the story planning pages because I still want to write this story. These are my little mushroom people I created to do a retelling of the legend of King Arthur. But, of course, I couldn't use normal Arthurian names. I had to give them cute little mushroom names. Oh my goodness, look at all the OCs on this page. They're all so cute and chibi. And continued. I didn't have a ton more to draw, so I drew Miraz being a butt and not joining the chibi gang. This is another contest entry for one of my art friends. On Instagram, her name used to be From Zippe with Love. I'm not sure if she's on Instagram anymore because we weren't extremely close. These are her characters, Owen and Mallory. Owen is a ghost, and yes, he has dinosaurs on his shirt. Now that we're getting closer to the end of the sketchbook, I guess I was looking on tips on how to fill the sketchbook. So these are the notes from a video on how to do just that. This is a list of ships for my own characters that is not up to date. Still, the little heads are really cute. I don't know why I made this comic of me and my characters over a stolen pencil. I don't know why I'm so tall. Let's just move on, shall we? I don't like this page. This was a Draw Your Squad meme I found on Pinterest, so I did myself and two of my characters. I don't know. Here's some dudes with phobias, I guess. And then the same, but with girls. Finally, my last page, which I always save for my last page party. And apparently, I finished this sketchbook on March 16th, 2019. The only reason why this sketchbook isn't part of my volumed series is because I don't know when this started, and it likely spanned over years of drawing. Thank you so much for sticking with me. That was a long book. 100 pages is nothing to sniff at. If you're still here and you're not tired of me talking, please consider subscribing for more book, art, and story-related content. If you know anyone who would love to talk stories or sketchbooks, please share the video with them. But for now, I'll leave you be. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.